Yo, what's going on, YouTube? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It is Monday at 3 p.m. Real People time on the West Coast. We're going live. This is The Pulse with your hosts, Ryan Turner, myself, Derek Smith, and special guest today, the one, the only, the tugboat himself, Mr. Chance Shaw.
How's it going,
Chance, thank you for hanging out with us. I know you're so spread thin. You got people chasing you all over the place for interviews, pictures, kissing babies, autographs, and all that. So thank you for sparing some time for your old friends.
Something like that.
Yeah, thank you. The shirt, never not wearing it.
I had to wear the shirt because 2 years ago today I wore the shirt. I saw it on Facebook, so I had to pop it on.
Huh. Hey, what's going on with your own line, dude? You've been teasing it for a minute now.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I have been so out of touch with everything related to my brand, if you will, and online presence. So I don't know. It hasn't gone anywhere.
Oh shoot! Well, you've been
Totally
busy with
fine.
the Florida Arm Wrestling League, so understandable.
More for me and Ryan.
Yeah.
I do want to mention to the chat, you guys, if you guys are new here, if you're not, you guys know how it goes. We're going to be going over Reddit. We're going to be going over topics like that. We won't be as much involved in the chat. Besides super chats, we're pretty much going to stay on topic with what we see on the Reddit and on the screen. So that way we can keep it moving topic by topic. But because we have our special guests, you guys know we like to chime in with them for a little bit. Mr. Chance Shaw, tell us what you got going on, what match you got coming up. And the biggest question, I want to hear about the trading. I want to hear about this Chance Shaw trading more than anything. So what match you got coming up first?
Sure. So July 29th. So what is that? In like 2.5 weeks now. I have Oleg Petrenko at East versus West. 7? 8? 8. I lose count. So East versus West 8. Oleg Petrenko. Really looking forward to that match. And then August 26th, I have Sabin. With that is being put on by the High Five Arm Wrestling Club up in New Jersey. And then after that, I don't have anything solid locked in. I guess I got to see how those two matches play out before I think about what's after those.
Okay. Now, the one with Petrenko, like this dude. Okay, first off, who do you see as a bigger threat, Petrenko or Sabin?
I think Sabin is a bigger threat. Not that Petrenko, not that I'm taking Petrenko lightly or anything like that. Just stylistically, Sabin is a tougher match, and Sabin's a lot bigger than Petrenko. I saw on Petrenko's Instagram, he's been training like only hook. So I'm like, oh, this is perfect because I love when people only train their hook. So where like Sabin is like hard outside, he hooks, but he can also top roll. He has a king's move. So a little bit more versatility, I would say.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and Sabin's just a bigger dude in general, isn't he? And like in terms of like height and just bone structure, I think he's just
I think Sabin is like 6'2", like 270, 280, something like that. So yeah, definitely a bigger guy.
Well, I mean, taking on Andre Pushkar's, his student, his prodigy is going to be a measure of strength for sure. So let's talk about this training, Chance. Tell me about how hard you've been training and your prep and what you're really focusing on without giving out too much, I guess. But,
Well, you probably know I was injured for the first half of this year. So I hadn't been doing a ton of training. Just recently, I started training again in the gym, going to arm wrestling practices, just normal gym training and arm wrestling practices, nothing too crazy. But today was my first day back on Brandon Allen's strength training program. So I'm running his powerlifting program again. Leading into the match, obviously, I'm not doing anything too heavy. It's mostly just volume. The main thing I'm trying to focus on is cardio, because I can't really get much stronger in the next 2.5 weeks, but my cardio can improve actually quite a lot in 2.5 weeks, I think. So, mainly I just want to, between now and then and the last couple weeks during training, I've been trying to focus on getting in better shape.
What does that look like? What kind of cardio? Are you out there running, hitting the pavement?
Definitely, I'm not running. Not running. Could you imagine seeing me running? It looks so goofy. No, just so like in the morning, what I'm doing is an hour walk. First thing in the morning, fasted an hour walk. just around the neighborhood, and then in the gym, incline walking after my gym training, and then most of my gym stuff is going to be higher volume, shorter rest period where I'm breathing a little bit heavier the whole time.
Okay.
Mhm.
What's your weight at currently?
I haven't weighed in a few days. Actually, probably like a week and a half. I would imagine somewhere around 285, 290.
Okay. What's the biggest you ever been like in the last like 5
320.
years? 320.
That was when I pulled Hutchings. I was about 320.
Hey, we were almost the same weight.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm like 335 right now.
yeah, that's crazy.
Are you never going back into those 300 plus waters? Like, did you lesson learn? Is that why you're cutting?
I felt so strong, Ryan. It was unbelievable how strong I felt. But I couldn't breathe. I couldn't sleep. I felt like crap. Tying my shoe, I was out of breath. I was literally up every 15 minutes because I was
sleep apnea.
Yeah, it was terrible. So I don't ever want to be that heavy again.
No.
If the right match was offered and like it made sense, I might have to. But ultimately, my goal is to work my way down to the 115 kilo class for East versus West.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay, you already.
I think it's a better fit for me.
Yeah, sweet man.
In the chat, Texas Prana, Michael Edwards, been a member of my channel for 22 months. He posted a question. Says, "Where's Chance been? Hope he's actually been training for this match. Derek is going to smash in his match as well." Mike, thanks for being a member for 22 months on my channel. But yeah, I mean, Chance kind of just caught us up a little bit. He's just been a little bit out of the scene, but taking these matches and starting to train and do a little bit of cardio, getting ready for his stuff. You're going to see him in East vs. West 8 and Ryan pumping out content East vs. West 8 like a maniac. And then, you'll see me in East vs. West 9. Chance, come on back out for 9, man. Come chill.
Yeah. We'll see. Well, actually, I can't because that's the same day as the Saban match.
Oh, right. Yeah. Another super chat just popped in from Carolyn. Always supporting Carolyn. Nothing but love for you. $2 super chat says, Chance, hey, what incline and for how long?
I do max incline, so like 15 on the treadmill I use, and the speed's only like 2.5 to 3, so it's really slow. It's just barely incline walking, and for like 10 to 15 minutes. It's nothing too strenuous.
That's pretty much exactly what I would do when I was trying to work my cardio. Yeah, incline walking.
Strict diet too? You doing intermittent fasting or anything, or are you eating the same?
No, not intermittent fasting, but I am on a diet. So it's very basic. So for breakfast, I'll eat 6 eggs, and then I'll have 4 meals after that, and that's going to be 8 ounces of ground beef, half a cup of rice, and half a cup of peppers.
Wow, you're regimented, huh?
Yeah.
Sweet, man. What's in the bowl right there?
My ground beef, peppers, and rice. See?
Oh, look at you go, Chance. All right.
I got to take it serious.
Yeah.
Now he says I got to take it serious. All right. Let's get on to this Reddit stuff here. Bam, there we are. Okay, guys. So I have this separated by the most popular topics of this week. Most of the time, this doesn't end up including training questions. So we'll hang out here for a little bit, just talk about popular pop culture stuff within arm wrestling, and then we'll definitely seek out a good amount of training questions towards the end. So first thing we got here is Dave Chafee getting stem cells, posted by Terabyte Talker. So Dave has been plagued with a good amount of injuries, right? Over time. I know at one point he broke his arm or he tore his bicep.
He broke his arm very young. He was like 14, 15, like in the beginning of his career. Like when he was like, his dad was like bringing him to tournaments, I think he said.
But what's the most recent injuries?
I know he wears like a neck brace still. I don't recall what that's
from. The neck. Well, I can't remember.
It might be like his cervical spine, neck, upper spine, whatever. Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, stem cells could potentially be a big help for Dave. You guys think? Is that what he needs? Is that what Dave needs to be back on top?
Oh, dude, it's so hard because like it seems like all these guys are sponsored by VitaCell Biologics. Like I see them all wearing the shirt, and so like anytime I know someone's sponsored by something, you gotta take what they're saying with a grain of salt if there's money being exchanged. And you go into these comments threads, it's every other post is like, this is just BS. It's the latest snake oil. But then the next post is like, it saved my grandma's life. It is very tough because it's a new and emerging field. I don't even know what kind of long-term studies they have on this yet, but I've never done them. I'm trying to get a read on how legit these are. Devin will tell you they're the best thing since sliced bread, but I'm correct me if I'm wrong. He's sponsored by them, right? So I don't know. It seems like it doesn't hurt is kind of my take on it, and some people swear by it. Kind of like chiropractors, I guess, might be a an analogy there.
Yeah. Chance, what
So
do you think?
I've had friends that have got stem cells, and they say that they believe that help. It's hard to know if you're doing 10 different things to heal an injury. It's hard to know really which one did the most. I've had friends that have done it. Like I said, they believe this help. I've never done it, so I can't speak on that. As far as what Dave needs personally, I think he needs to rest a little bit. I think he's a little bit too old and a little bit too beat up to be pulling 6 matches a year. It's just too much. Too many matches a year. I think if you're Dave Chafee, pull 1, 2, max 3 matches a year.
Yeah, I got to look into this more. I've always just considered stem cells like if you have pre-existing injuries to help like old injuries. Like whenever I thought about like if I would ever take them, and I don't have any super bad ones that I would contemplate for that. So it hasn't really crossed my mind. But hopefully, best of Dave. I think we all want to see Dave reach new heights and see what he can do still. I mean, hopefully his best years aren't behind him.
He did say at this past King of the Table that he doesn't feel inhibited by his injuries. He's like, I'm strong, I'm good, I'm healthy. So it sounds like he's in a pretty good spot, which we'll see.
Well, he would know. He would know better than anybody. So
yeah.
All right, moving forward, posted by Bebzon, says apparently Corey West tore his right pec 4 weeks before the match with Morozov. Then there's photos of Corey all bruised up on his right arm. In the picture, okay, I saw it posted somewhere else, but yeah, Michael Todd was saying that he posted this saying that Corey was saying it didn't affect him. He didn't think it affected him during the match, and he kind of didn't want to put it out there too much. What do you guys think? Do you think this actually did play a giant factor? This is why Morozov won, or this is why Morozov won so comfortably? Do you think it was a smart idea for Corey to hide this from everybody?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's the reason Morozov won. I wouldn't even go as far as say it's the reason he won so easily. It definitely didn't help Corey. I mean, there's no way if your body's repairing that, it's going to let you just perform at the same level. But yeah, it was a left arm match, so it's no excuse. But no, I think he was just outclassed. Morozov deserved that win, and I don't think this was the deciding factor. What do you think, Chance?
Yeah, I think that the gap was way too big for something like this to matter. Maybe could this have affected his left arm match 5%? Yeah, it's possible 5-10%. If he was 10% stronger, it didn't look like that would have even been close to enough to put him in the match.
Yeah.
If I was Corey personally, I would have just kept it to myself. If you weren't going to say anything before the match, probably don't say anything after the match, and just leave it at that.
Right now, it kind of feels like an excuse. Hey guys, look
exactly.
At yeah, I think you're getting that.
What did you predict that match to be, Corey? Chance, the left-hand match?
I had Morozov 6-0. I thought round 1, I thought Corey might be able to make him work a little bit more than that, but yeah, I had it at 6-0.
All right. I think that was the most common prediction. Is every once in a while there'd be some crazy people be like, Corey's gonna win this. He has this. And I was like, I had felt Corey left-handed, and he's stronger than me left-handed. But I know that there was little situations where I could stop him from one surging me, like kind of flatten it out a little bit. And there's no way with Morozov. I mean, there's just there's no. And I was like, so that was my experience. I don't know. Yeah, I was betting heavy on Morozov.
I think for sure that Corey is the strongest guy in the West, other than maybe Devin on the left side. I just think that the gap is way too big right now. That's all it is.
All right, moving forward. Posted by Best Glazard. Says Devin is currently 268 and looking beastly. Compared to other Devin photos, this isn't beastly. I mean, Devin gets way bigger than this. 268.
I had the same thought.
The
lighting is nice. All his lipomas even have shadows under them, so I can see why to the untrained eye this looks insane. And it's definitely post-processed. Like I don't know what filter is on there, but that is not what reality looks like. I mean, Devin's he's always looked lean. His hand looks fucking massive. Excuse me, freaking massive. That's that may be what they're getting at, but no, he honestly looks almost a little deflated here. I mean, look at his pecs, look at his chest. Not super impressed. I mean, it's super impressed, but compared to what we've seen, I'm
not very impressed with Devin.
You know what I mean? Yeah, come on, Devin, you're weak.
It is kind of a trip sometimes though to think about that Devin Larratt can hang even at this weight and with this body type, like with the top guys. I mean, is there an argument that maybe if you didn't have a King's move, things might look a little different? Okay, we could get into that, but like still with a much thinner frame than the rest of the guys he's going against, like pretty much everybody nowadays, right? I mean, it's impressive. Still, you would think like you would need giant dudes with huge, thick arms and stuff like that. Devin hangs pretty well.
Yeah, he's like the Unger Bayev of the super heavyweights. Doesn't necessarily look the part as much, but performs well.
Right. Chance, you got any lipomas like that on your arm, man?
No, I don't have anything in my arm. Just looks like a regular arm.
Just like a regular
I got one. I don't know if you can see that.
You guys arm go straight?
Oh yeah, I got a lipoma.
Yeah, see, I'm pretty straight. I think my arm's pretty straight. All right. Posted by Flat Pineapple. Schoolboy fans in a nutshell. It's a picture of Schoolboy and Irina Gladica. Says Laird versus Schoolboy, one match, please. People are saying easy win for Schoolboy. Laird's too old now. He's too old now. And so someone asked who Schoolboy's beaten. I don't think he's ready for Devin yet. What do you guys think?
I mean, he's been a bit out of the scene, hasn't he? It's tough to say. I mean, I pulled him 2019 and beat him. So that was on left, to be fair. Yeah, I think that's just typical Schoolboy hype. You go into all his comment sections, it's all the same thing. It's just the power of marketing. But no, I don't see any reason why he'd. Let's see, he pulled Herman, right? He pulled Herman Stevens and won pretty convincingly. But
Herman got around on him.
Did he? Okay, yeah, that was one of the first East First West. But so what was it? 3-1 was the final?
Yeah, 3-1, and that was an off the couch Herman that filled in with like 2 days notice because Evan got COVID.
Right. Yeah. So that's a no from me, Doug. What do you think, Chance?
No from me, Doug.
Yeah, I don't know. I have heard that Schoolboy's heart isn't really in arm wrestling all that much, and he's doing it more just to pay the bills at this point. That's what I've heard. I can't confirm. That's not what he told me, but yeah, I don't know. If you're gonna go after the top guys, you gotta be full committed.
Well, that would be the reason why, man. If everyone thinks you would smoke Devin Larratt, that's so much pressure for a 20-year-old, and you can't impress when that's people's expectations. There's no impressing anyone because that's the top of the mountain. So all he can really do is underperform in the eyes of a million plus fans of his. So
hey, people want a chance in Schoolboy many times. What do you think about that, Chance? How's that go right now?
I think it's a fairly easy match for me, but that's no shade at Schoolboy. It's just I'd like to see him pull some high-level North Americans, like mid to high-level North Americans. I'd like to see Schoolboy pull someone like BJ Fakakis and see how he does with that.
Derek, is it too late to change the title to Chance Shaw says he will destroy Schoolboy, send him back to grade school?
That's perfect.
Yeah.
We should. All right. So moving forward, posted by Tux Horn says Larry Wheels arm wrestling at a pro tournament in Mexico. And then Larry posted a video of him going down to Mexico and handling business. Now, he beat Tony Tomlinson left-handed and right-handed. Tony's number one in California left-handed, and Larry beat him twice. I was there. A lot of people don't know I was there at this tournament. I'm over on the side watching. Larry and Tony pulled one time at a tournament left-handed, and Tony beat him. Larry tried to top roll it right into Tony's big hand. Tony just gobbled it up and ate that thing for lunch. But I've been pulling with Larry. He's been coming to practice, and he's not officially on my team, but he's working with me and my team a lot. So, I have a vested interest in Larry doing well. So he came out to this tournament, and I was just hanging out. I said, Larry, we need to talk about Tony Tomlinson. And so we had a nice little talk about some game plans, and Larry went up there and executed exactly what we talked about perfectly, and it worked out perfectly. It worked out so well that the moment Larry beat Tony looks over at me right across from the stage and goes, "What did you tell him?" What did you tell him? I was laughing so hard. Because I know Tony pretty well, but I felt Larry. I know how strong Larry is. Larry might not have the hand of Tony, but everything else is on the level, right? Yeah. And but Larry ended up doing really well. Down in Mexico, they loved him down there. He took pictures, 1,000 pictures, and he was a great sport about everything. And then even Adam Silver competed. He got a couple wins in there too. So I was hyped for Adam. But yeah, I was just hanging out, watching. I came straight from work there, no sleep, and I got my match coming. I'm training hard. I don't want to risk injury or nothing like that, so I'm good. Yeah. But yeah, it was a good time. Larry's leveling up, guys. I'm telling you, especially at like 242s, I'm confident in saying left-handed he is top 5, right-handed guaranteed top 10, and probably top 5 at 242s. He's way up there for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is Larry number 1 in California now?
Ooh, left-handed, I think he might be.
Wow.
Right-handed, a few things. Okay, so even if we're not talking about me, him and Megan Mike, they finally went to practice and pulled each other right-handed a couple weeks ago. Mike was doing well. They posted videos a little bit. Larry they probably Mike pinned Larry 10 times. Larry pinned Mike like 3 times or something like that about right-handed. They went back and forth a little bit, but in general, when Mike got a hold of him, Mike dragged him across the table and Larry couldn't stop it. And then Tom Nelson is training really hard right now. Apparently, his last tournament, he looks super impressive. So I don't know what level Tom's at right now, but it looks good from down south. So there's that, and then there's obviously me and Larry. So he's up there. I don't know exactly where, but he's definitely up there for sure.
You must feel like a proud father, Derek, right? People forget you are the reason we have Mr. Wheels in this sport. And look at him now, man. Were you just standing by the side with your hand on your heart, be like, "That's my boy right there"?
I'm hyped to see the sport growing, and I encourage anybody to get into it. And if I can help out, I mean, I'm all about it. See, look, here's Adam. He's top rolling people like a champ, and in the super heavyweight class.
Go Adam.
Well, yeah. Anyway, so I just got back yesterday from this. It was a great time in Mexico.
Do you have the scoop? You may have mentioned this, but what's Larry's affiliation with King of the Table now? We didn't really see him at this last one or promoting it much. Is he still involved there? Has he told you that?
I'm not sure. No, I didn't ask him about it.
Okay, because people were noticing like he doesn't seem as involved in that promotion, whereas he was like the face of it at the start. So I'm not sure what the inner workings are there.
Maybe because he moved away. Like I don't know, maybe he's just not as active in it.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Chance, you know anything?
I mean, I was talking to Adam a little bit about it. I'm pretty sure they have the same affiliation. They're just not in Dubai, so they're not going to be around it as much.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, he said that. I know he told me in Mexico that they're interested in looking into tournaments and throwing tournaments in the United States potentially, and maybe getting that move. We were talking about getting arm wrestling in schools. Larry's the one that brought that up. Like we got to get this in schools and high schools and classes and stuff like that. And he really wants to promote it that way, which would be awesome. So
that's what I've been saying since the beginning. Is once arm wrestling gets into high school, is when it can really grow, because parents put a lot of money into their kids' sports. It's just a fact. Right. So if it was in high schools all across the country, there'd be a lot of money in arm wrestling.
All right. We know a super chat right now from Carolyn, the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. She says, "Hi Ryan, do you think there will be any merit in a handlers, wives, and fans tournament or super match week of athletes arriving before East vs. West? Fun? Question mark."
That is a great question. I was actually thinking about that the other day. Like, there's always the after pulling at these big events. What about pre-pulling, right? What if we have some kind of teaser, warm-up, free thing before the actual event? As far as handlers, wives, and fans, don't forget cameramen. I want to add cameramen to that list. I think that'd be freaking awesome. I mean, if there's one thing I learned from my time at East versus West, I read all the comments, and people just want more content. They want more arm wrestling. No one's going to complain about an extra event for free. So look, I'm down. Engen gives me pretty free reign of what to film and set up. So maybe we can get a table there. It was actually hard. I don't think I saw an arm wrestling table at the hotel until game day. But look, if we can get a table there, I will try to set something up between wives, fans, because like Chance is going to get there on Tuesday. I'll be there Tuesday. A bunch of people are coming in. And a lot of the athletes bring their friends, their training partners. So there's just freaking arm wrestlers all over this hotel. And so why not just put a table down, film it, and see what happens? So I think it's a great idea. Some pre-pulling. Yeah, we'll coin that. Dude, and I'll see if I can
Bridget versus Maggie super match. We'll do this one time.
Are you guys coming out?
No, but I mean, maybe one day when we go to East versus West. Why not? Hey, Bridget, she gets on the table like every practice at least once. And, dude, she's strong. She's real strong. Well, she was like an ex-softball player. Like she played softball her whole life.
I gotta get Maggie training on the table a little bit. Then.
Did she ever get on there? Did she pull? I don't think I've ever seen.
She pulled a little bit this last weekend or Saturday. Yeah. Okay. And I guess the team that I'm really close to now that I'm going to be training with, a woman just joined that team. So there's someone for Maggie to train with.
Perfect. Thank you for the super chat, Carolyn. I appreciate that. Blake Perry in the chat. He's actually asking when Chance to be back on the table. We were talking about that. Chance is a match upcoming with Oleg Petrenko on what's the date?
July 29th.
July 29th. And then Sabin Badalescu on August 26th weekend.
Yep.
Anyway, Blake Perry, what's up? Moderators, if I have moderators in here, please plug Blake Perry's YouTube channel in the chat, you guys. And also, moderators, plug everybody's channel. Spam Ryan's channel, obviously. Chance's channel, obviously. Blake Perry, anybody else that comes in here that has a channel. You guys know I love promoting all channels, so feel free to please plug those channels. All right, moving forward, posted by Baron Singh H007. Says promo of Indian Arm Wrestling League, which will sear on Sony Sports India's ESPN. This looks crazy. It's the Pro Panja League.
It looks insane.
Yeah, the way they market this is great. Like they make this thing look legit. I don't know how many arm wrestlers are running like that. You know, I don't know.
Chance walk like that, I guess.
Yeah, Chance is walking on an incline. So I guess.
Yeah, hey, that's something.
Yeah.
That little machine was badass though in the forest.
Yeah, I think this is the most impressive promo in all of arm wrestling. It tells a story in 1 minute time, and like I was hyped for this match. I don't know these two gentlemen, but it's just like the two sides. You have someone just training with rocks and stones, then another guy in a high-end gym, and that's the love of arm wrestling. There's so many different styles, and then they just meet like Mortal Kombat style on the table, and we see who takes it. So I loved it.
That's rough. I mean, I guess jacked like I am. We're both just ripped out of our minds. Me and that guy.
India, man, things are happening.
Did you say like you are? In what world, Derek?
No, I'm jacked right now.
I can't even see a vein in there. Not that I'm one to talk, but
there's a vein. It's the lighting. It's really bad lighting.
Hold on.
Anti-vein lighting.
Does jacked require leanness, or can you be jacked with a high body fat? That's an important question. Like, is Brian Shaw jacked?
I ordered abs. They're on their way.
I think Brian Shaw is swole.
Okay, my bad. I'm mixing the terminology. Swole versus jacked. Thank you, Chance.
All right, here's your boy, Chance. Vegetable Boring sharing a post about Zarab says he will be back with that. He got the cut. He got the surgery all down the tricep there. Man, I didn't know he broke his arm, and I was watching the video all innocently too, just thinking I'm watching an arm wrestling video, dude. Just like, and then it just hit me. Oh, it was the worst. I had the full reaction to it. I didn't know it was coming. I don't watch arm break videos. Like I understand it. I get it. I know what happens. I've seen it too many times. I'm good. I don't need to see it anymore. I don't want that in my head. And I didn't know this one was coming, and it got me. But what do you think about that, man? What do you think about? Do you think he's going to bounce back? I mean, he was at top form. He was crushing at AMC. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he pulls left, right? He's pulled left-handed against Oleg Petrenko, interestingly enough, right? So, yeah, I think that he loves this stuff way too much, man. He'll definitely be pulling left-handed, probably in a sling. I'm sure we're going to start seeing footage of him. But I don't know how it looks like a pretty bad break. We saw the x-ray of it. It was bad, man. So it's going to take some time to recover, but I don't question this dude's heart at all. And he's already posting updates on Instagram and everything. So he's still involved in the community. I don't think he's going to fade away by any stretch.
Yeah, as far as like his heart in the sport goes, I agree, Ryan. I don't think he's going to fade away at all. Yeah. I just hope that physically he's able to get back into the same form that he was in before the arm break, because most of the time, I hate to say it, but most of the time when you break your arm, you don't come back in the same form. There are exceptions, Dave Chafee, John Brzenk. There are exceptions, but most guys that break the arm, they don't come back.
Yeah, I mean, I love him to death, my boy, but I mean, Paul Passmore, once he was especially known for going sideways, and once he broke his arm, like his left arm, I still think he arm wrestled similar to the way he was, but right-handed, I don't think he's ever bounced fully back to that commitment the way he did and everything like that. He seems to take care of it a little bit more, which makes sense. It's just, I think it is hard to bounce back, especially when you have a hard sideways hook like Zarab. Like, how soon is he going to be flying in on that thing again? That's hard belief in your arm.
Yeah. Mentally, is he going to be able to commit here? I don't know. Maybe he doesn't care, and maybe it holds up. I don't know.
That's an interesting question. The psychology behind it. We actually had a post on the Reddit about that. Like this guy broke his arm, and he's like, I freak out just being at an arm wrestling practice. So people forget about that part of it.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, good luck. I know there's a GoFundMe around. Moderators, if you can find the link to the GoFundMe, I know they started one for Zarab. If you can find the link, please post it in the chat. By all means, if you guys can donate, sure, go for it.
I think Josh Grant did it, created it. So maybe if you go to his Facebook, you can find it.
I got it. I'm sharing the link now.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Moving forward, says, posted by CM011, says, when you beat someone so bad, the ethics committee has to step in. So Devin went to the Canadian Nationals, which I guess he hasn't gone to in like 20 years. Like I said, he went there for his son and decided to compete like last minute because Ryan Espy was there. And I guess Ryan hates Devin or has talked crap over the years. And so he wanted some revenge. They get on the table. Devin poses and talks and then slams Ryan. But he's also wearing Crocs during this in sport mode. I have to add. But I guess afterwards the ethics committee was not too hyped on Devin's performance. What do you guys think about the ethics committee?
I like to think it's just Ryan Espy. He's the only guy, and he's just like putting out these press releases like this is totally inappropriate.
Wearing a wig and like glasses, like this is just despicable, right?
Exactly.
The ethics committee actually commented on this.
I guess no. There's like a. I think Devin said there's a Canadian like message board, like Canadian arm wrestling message board, and they said they started mentioning ethics committees, and they weren't happy with the way Devin handled it.
I don't know.
I
think that's a little bit silly. Just get over it. I mean, for the most part, unless someone is like physically trying to hurt you, I mean, it doesn't really matter in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like I know Ryan and Devin's beef has been going on for like 15 years. Right. So of course there's going to be some drama on the table. I thought it was a lot more tame than it would be, honestly.
Yeah. Oh. The only thing I think might be ethically questionable would be the fact that Devin entered only to beat Ryan Espy, and then everyone else he got matched up with, he would concede the round. So it like that kind of messes the bracket up a bit. Like you basically get a bye if you get Devin Larratt, and then it puts an asterisk on your win. Like you won, but like Devin was throwing. So and sniped Ryan Espy out of the tournament. So it's like a little kind of weird for the competitors, but other than that, I mean, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough. I don't ethics. Yes and no. I think it depends a lot on, in terms of like the way he acted and what you think about it. I think it depends on where you want the sport to go. Are we trying to go Olympics? Are we trying to go like for honor, or are we trying to go big entertainment? WAL. How crazy can we make this thing? I get it. If you're trying to make it go Olympics and you want everything to be like WAF and you want everything to be perfect, everybody wears the same outfit and this and that, and like super professional. I get it, kind of, but that's not going to make us the biggest. That's not going to bring the most money and the most fame and the most eyes to our sport either that way. So I don't know. It kind of depends on what you're going for, I guess.
Not to change subjects, but you mentioned the Olympics. Have you seen the enhanced Olympics that they're rolling out?
Is that really going to happen? I thought it was a meme.
No, they're rolling out something called Enhanced Olympics. So it's going to be all the same sports as Olympics plus some, but it's no drug testing at all. Trying to see what the human limit is. And I'm actually talking to the guy that's running it about bringing arm wrestling into it.
Why wouldn't we be in the tested Olympics?
Are
you saying we have a steroid problem, Chance?
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying we're not in the Olympics, but we could be in the Enhanced Olympics. But I thought that was a crazy idea.
Yeah, I thought that was a joke. I remember I shared it to a buddy of mine. I was like, "This,
it's real."
Is it going to be the same sports, Chance, or is it all because I feel like that would eat up the regular Olympics if everyone's just bigger, faster, stronger, doing the same shot put and all the stuff, or is it like they're doing powerlifting and things like that?
So they're advertising it as the same sports. Like their big ad right now is claiming that they have a guy that's faster than Usain Bolt, but he can't compete in the Olympics because he's a steroid user.
Dude, that's going to become the new Olympics then. People aren't going to care. People don't care is the truth. 90% of people just want to see the fastest guy.
Yeah. So wow. I think it's going to be awesome. And hopefully arm wrestling gets involved with it.
I mean, if it goes well, it can outshine the Olympics for sure, I think. I mean, I feel like a lot of people don't watch women's like basketball because they're not running, they're not dunking. They're not as fast. I mean, like they're not running as fast, dunking, as athletic, as extreme, and stuff like that. And if that's basically the same thing, if the regular Olympics are all slower, less athletic guys than guys that are all blasting gear and like running faster, I mean, why would anybody watch the slower, less athletic one?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
mean, you've always been a raging misogynist, Eric, or is this like a new?
No, most of the time. Most of the time.
I mean, look at even arm wrestling. No one really watches WAF super heavyweights like World Championship. Not that many people care, but Levon and Devin or Levon and Hermes, in comparison, the viewership, it's different.
Yeah.
Right. Moving forward, posted by Cigar Plume, said never seen this before. And it's old school. No straps needed, just pull out the duct tape.
Dude.
Tape
What?
the hands together.
Dude, he goes so extra, man. This goes on. If you haven't seen this goes on. I'm not even kidding, for like another 30 seconds. He's like double inches. I can't believe that they thought this was a good idea.
Yeah, you won't want to let go then. That's crazy. That is a lot of tape.
Do either of you know who the people are?
He keeps going, dude.
Video?
I thought it was like a skit, but then they actually arm wrestle. It's mind blowing. He's still going, dude. What is this?
So imagine if it's like an arm break or a controversial win, and it's gonna take them 20 minutes to get that tape off their hands. There's like, look at this.
Yeah, that's insane.
The awesome thing about that is that there's like no technique, like there's no adjusting it or like manipulating it like you do the straps and stuff like that. It's just, which is cool. I mean, I wish we had something that set up that where it doesn't really change anything. I don't know. I don't know.
Are you trying to take the technique out of arm wrestling, Derek?
No, I don't. I caught myself before I finished saying it. Right. I guess part of me wishes that the straps didn't change anything. I guess is the way. Like it didn't change. What would happen outside the straps is the exact same thing happens inside the straps. It's just they just can't let go. Like I wish that somehow we could make that happen. That the straps didn't change the whole game. Right. I guess that's the way I can word it.
I don't know. I kind of like the fact that the straps changed the game. It makes you have to learn like a whole different style of arm wrestling. You have to be good in and out of the straps.
Yeah,
because if you neglect one, it's you could lose because of that.
Yeah, that's what most people with weak wrists say. So I mean, I get it. It's just
ain't nobody cracking this wrist, Derek.
No. I mean, most people that have the wrists get, that's what they say. So I get that. I just, All right.
Speaking of natties, all right.
Yeah, speaking of natties, posted by This Worldliness says, how in the effing world was Dennis so shredded at 140 kg body weight at his peak while Levon looks like this at 160? Oh,
there's a third picture.
Oh, my bad. Well, I mean, okay, it's a little bit of a difference, I guess. Hey, I'm with you, Levon. I feel you. I mean, I'm on Team Levon. All right.
Derek's too biased to answer this question.
Do you think he even cared? Do you think Dennis even cared? I mean, of course he cares somewhat about the way you look, but I mean, do you think that was his priority, trying to look jacked, or it was more about just get as strong as you can?
I mean, I'd like to say get as strong as you can. He has that acromegaly. I'm not sure what impact that has on body composition, but I mean, it's simple. People have different basal metabolic rates. It may just be the case that Levon's eating at a greater surplus than Dennis. I mean, I don't. There's no mystery here. It's just physics.
Right.
But I don't know. It's working for Levon, so I don't know. Chance, you think it helps to be this lean?
A lot of people don't know.
I think that Dennis is just a little bit of an anomaly, because if you look at strongmen, no strongman looks like that, and they're the strongest people on the planet. Like, Ryan Shaw is not looking like
Mariusz Pudzianowski looked like this, even more jacked. That dude was
okay.
ripped.
There's always an exception to every statement, but you understand what I'm saying. Typically, because I think the idea is if you're eating in a caloric surplus, you can't lose muscle masses as easy. So as you get bigger and stronger, you're going to put on fat. It's just the way that it works. So I think that Dennis was just an exception.
A lot of people don't know is that, like, you'll see if you go way back, you find really old videos in Russia, you'll see like Ivan Matyushenko competing against Dennis when Dennis was like 16, and he looks the way he kind of, not as big, but you can see it's Dennis. Like his hands were super thick and wide at that age. He had the whole like I don't. A lot of people want to say, oh, he blasted growth hormone. That's why he got so thick fingers, the face and everything. It's all growth hormone. But unless he was blasting at age 10, and then 6 years later at 16, he finally saw all the effects. Like, I think that he's actually born with a lot of that. I'm not saying
you don't
stuff,
you don't think that the growth hormone had much impact, is what you're saying?
No, I mean, first off, I don't know exactly if or what Dennis took. I don't think any of us do. We're not that close with him.
Okay.
But we'll assume he did take growth hormone. I'm saying that he looked like this when he was like 16. Not this big. I think it helped add size, but he already had the thick fingers, the thick knuckles, the thick wrists, like already when he was way younger. So it might have added to it for sure, but it already looked crazy when he was 16. So,
Yeah.
I mean, even if he didn't take this stuff, I think he still would end up looking wild just maybe on testosterone. Like he could end up looking nuts just without it. Maybe. Who knows, though? I mean, I don't live his life.
To people in the audience, if you Google Denis Saplenkov watermelon, you'll see a picture of him from like 16 on the beach holding a watermelon. And yeah, his fingers are like sausages. It's just the way it is.
Anyway, all right. Actually, I'm gonna try to find some training things. Well, we got 19 minutes left. Let's go to. Is it hot? What's the normal one?
Yeah, if you go.
Yeah,
I think
that's the
it's
normal one when you pull it up.
hot.
All right. Let's find training question. Do the top Eastern guys even have day jobs? Most of them have day jobs, guys. They don't all get paid to arm wrestle. The government will pay them once they win WAF, like a few grand, depending on the country you're from, and then they usually work on top of that. The cost of living is a little bit lower, and a lot of times they work in a gym. But yes, a lot of them have jobs. Americans love to be like, well, they get paid to train. It's the only reason why we're drinking our Bud Light and bigger beer barely watching NASCAR. But they get paid to train. It's the only reason I'm not the best in the world. Like, they stop writing it off that simply. That's not the case, right? Like, some of them make some money from it, but no one's balling. Maybe besides Levon or something like that, the top guys. But general Eastern European arm wrestlers still work jobs most of the time, right? I just think that depends on the country, the cost of living, and how they can make it happen. They might have a little more freedom. Like, I have to work 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet in California with the cost of living and everything. So it kind of depends on where you're from, What do you guys think? You agree, or have you heard other things?
No, I mean, what is it? I've heard numbers thrown around like 10 grand in USD for like a first place in some countries. Which,
I heard it was a bit less than that.
Right. And how far is that going to get you once a year if you win? Like, you can't even rely on that you're going to win in the first place. Like, no one's just always winning.
Yeah, I think cost of living has a huge thing to do with it, like Derek said. I mean, you can get a nice apartment in most Eastern European countries and like a big city for like $500 a month. You can't get anything in the US for $500 a month, hardly. At least not in Florida and California and most places, maybe somewhere in the middle of nowhere. But so they can stretch the same amount of money a lot farther and have to work a lot less. So yeah, I think that most of them have jobs, but they might be able to just work in the gym part-time, and that's enough money for them to make ends meet. But they're definitely not balling, and they still have to work.
Even if they could survive off the 10 grand, I mean, there's only so many senior winners at WAF. Like,
exactly.
The rest of them aren't getting that money, and so I'm sure all of them, like you said, at least have a part-time gig to supplement.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Posted by Apprehensive Sugar 532. Says, Riser Pronation, which one should you focus on the most, and which one is more important? Oh, let's head this one over to Chance first.
So I think that riser or pronation, I think, first of all, both are important. I'll start with that. But in most cases, for most styles of arm wrestling, I think that pronation is much more important than riser. You can low hand top roll, for example, with almost no riser strength. I know because I did it for a long time with absolutely no riser strength, and you can still see success. In some instances, it's you're going to lose the match just because you don't have enough riser. That does happen, but pronation is a lot more important. If you can protect your pronator, you can lose your wrist, you can lose your riser, and you can still be successful. So, in my opinion, it's pronation.
Okay, Ryan.
Yeah, no, I have the same answer. I mean, pronations is important even if you're going more so inside, right in a hook. You still want to keep your pronation. More often I find myself saying, "Oh, he lost that match because his pronation was compromised," than I say, "Oh, he lost his match because his riser was compromised." So I think it's more important for that reason. It's offensive, it's defensive, it's hook, it's top roll. You really always need your pronation. Whereas, like Chance said, there are styles where riser becomes considerably less relevant.
Okay. Allow me to play devil's advocate on this one.
Oh, here we go. The troublemaker.
Well, no, okay. Devin would answer differently, right? Devin would say riser is more important than even pronation, Devin would say, because rising makes the other person hold on to you. The other person, if you have superior rise, the other person holding on to you puts you in the driver's seat, puts you in control. They're trying to catch up to you. They're trying to stop you while you're making decisions on the table, right?
But you don't have to hold on with us when the strap's applied, Derek.
But well, okay, this is going to get to my point. In more often than not, in most arm wrestling styles, especially what you guys are talking about, hooking, all the other things, pronation, I think, would be the most important thing. I think that Devin's move, whether you like it or not, is one of the most intelligent ways to use energy and leverage on a table. It is a very intelligent move. Since Devin promotes that move, rising, rolling, and cupping, King's move out there, arm wrestling the most, then in that instance, rising would be the most important, right? For that move. He needs people to hold on and chomp forward and try to spot press and do everything they can to hold on. So
even for his move though, I don't see how riser is winning the match over
because
pronation.
if they climb above him and he compromises his rise, then the leverage is completely gone.
But imagine he keeps his rise the whole time, but he loses his pronator.
Right.
We're
comparing two different losses here, right? Like, yeah, you do need your riser, but is it worse to lose that versus pronation? Like, if you were to start a match, Derek, and you could either start the match with your opponent palm up, pronator completely gone, or you start with them completely dumped with no riser. I mean, personally, I'll take them palm up at the start of the match every single time. You know,
that's what I'm saying. And in most instances, yes. Like in 90%
even for Devin's move, right? Because Devin isn't pulling like this. He's always like this because he promotes riser so much because his pronator is so ridiculous.
Maybe. So you're saying Devin's just an idiot. He doesn't understand what he's saying.
Change the title.
Chance calls Devin Lair an idiot. Doesn't know what he's saying.
You just
Look, it's all a psyop from Devin to get his opponents to train.
Oh no, we're giving that one guy who has that one YouTube page ideas. The one that does the arm wrestling news.
Yeah.
Who?
He's gonna start. All right, okay, I got you. I was just bring a point that Devin always likes to say that, but I understand it depends on the situation and things like that. Also, if I had to remove your ability to pronate out of your arm or remove your ability to rise, I feel like you'd be a better arm wrestler if I just removed the rise one. If I removed your pronation, in general. You know what I mean? All right, so moving forward, let's see.
There's a similar one in the private chat of StreamYard. It's side pressure versus back pressure if you feel like cracking that can of worms.
Side pressure. Oh, wait. Is it gonna? What happens if I click on this? Oh no. Wait. Damn it. You guys see that? You can't see it, can you?
No.
Oh,
I don't have to bring it up. Wait. Share this tab instead. All right. So, what's more important? Just in general, posted by No Relationship 2421. It's a poll: side pressure or back pressure. 190 people said side pressure. 339 said back pressure. Ooh. Okay. So,
clip that.
Ryan, what do you think?
Oh Jesus. Oh man, what's more important, side pressure or back pressure? I honestly, I think I gotta say side pressure for similar reasons in that you're always gonna want it. Whereas if you're shooting into that hook, back pressure is gonna be less important. Like if you're like Artur Makarov type and you're shooting in to catch that hook, you're going forward, right? So obviously you're not using back pressure, whereas you're still gonna want that side. And I think there is a serious lack of side pressure in a lot of people. They don't train it, they don't care about it. And it's a lane that is underutilized. So I think if you have nasty side pressure, you're going to catch more people off guard than if you have nasty back pressure. But that's getting a little meta, and I don't feel strongly about this one. But I just think side pressure is that secret sauce that'll help you win more matches than just having more back pressure. But feel free to shred me for that one.
Yeah, I disagree. I do think, of course, side pressure is definitely really, really important. I'm not saying that it is. I think side pressure and back pressure are closer to being are closer in general to importance than pronator and riser. But I'm gonna have to go back pressure. I think that if you look at most matches, the person who has stronger back pressure is typically the person that's able to win. There is always going to be an exception to that. Of course, anyone that presses like Jerry, Makarov, like you mentioned, someone like Sasho doesn't need side pressure, or doesn't need as much back pressure. But in general, I think back pressure is going to be superior. If you look at like top 20 guys in the world, I would probably say at least 15 of them are going to be back pressure dominant guys, just because that is the most important lane to win. Because once you separate your opponent's arm, it's going to be harder for them to drive side anyways. So, yeah, both very important, but I'm going to go back pressure.
Fair. I wish there was a match. Somebody that really prioritizes back pressure versus someone that prioritizes side pressure. And we can think about how that would pan out.
Oh, man.
Let's see. Who's a side pressure guy? Maybe like Todd Hutchings.
Okay, how about
who's a back pressure guy? The top rolls. Chance, you're pretty back pressure oriented, I would say. Style of arm.
Yeah, so let me touch on that then. The reason that I think that I was unable to beat Todd Hutchings was not because I didn't have enough side pressure or back pressure, but because I didn't have enough cup. To beat Todd Hutchings, you have to not only take his wrist, but you have to put him palm up. And I didn't have enough of this to get around it.
Okay.
But I think a better example would be like Gary all side versus Hermes all back. I think that Hermes is going to win 10 easy.
Yeah, but if Jerry catches Hermes sleeping one time and gets on that press fully in it one time, it's the rest of the rounds are going to be bad for Hermes.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, and if you in a base strip everything down, you can't pin unless you go sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Backways is just a way to weaken your opponent. Sideways has to happen at some point in the match. But in what's more important? If I had to put 100 points into just one of them, I'm putting it into side pressure, not back pressure.
Hey, my man.
Because I have to go sideways at some point.
But if you can take those 100 points and divvy them up, would you
then
lean towards side pressure?
Yeah, then I'd go 90-10 back pressure, and then 90% back pressure, 10% side pressure, I guess, to finish.
Yeah.
It's a more efficient approach, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this could be a good argument, especially if we had Todd in here. I think he'd bring up some really interesting points about it as well. But yeah, I guess off the top of my head, I'll go back pressure mostly, I guess. But I like that sideways, man. The sideways is good stuff, man.
That's what I'm saying. It's more fun.
It's more fun.
More fun for sure.
Are we all here to have fun?
Yeah, that's all we're here for.
Right.
Okay. Oh my God! Look at this post. This is the great stuff we got on Reddit sometimes. If you break your arm wrestling, you're just a bad arm wrestler. Nobody who knows what they're doing will ever break their arm. True or not true? What do you guys think?
Well, Zurab just broke his arm, and he's a multiple-time European and world champion. So I think that is enough.
He really fooled a lot of people into thinking he was a good arm wrestler.
Sergey Kalinachenko also broke his arm at Zloty.
Jeez.
In like 2017 or something.
Yeah, Paul Passmore, right? He just broke his arm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, here we go. 62.5 kg seated easy curl with a wide grip at 60 kg body weight. Beast.
This dude has discipline, man. The fact that he has his back isn't against anything, and look how strict he is.
So perfectly, like his posture. I can't even sit like that normally. Look at this. He's like a robot.
I've never sat like that in my whole life.
Yeah. Okay, he drives the elbow forward. That's a nice curl, man. That's a nice curl. Most people would keep the elbow at the side of their body. He's driving forward.
He also doesn't do another rep. He just sits like that for like a minute and then puts. So I don't know if that was.
Yeah, that's it.
I was like, oh, here comes another, man. Let's see if we can go for two.
Hey, I think it was an impressive curl, man. Good job.
Yeah.
From me.
Yep.
How many exercises for my bicep, my elbow flexors in one session? God, that hurt my brain. My bicep, my elbow flexors. Which one? Bicep or elbow flexors? I don't know. I break them up into different workout sessions. How do you guys do that?
Or not an elbow flexor?
Do you guys do an arm day, or do you do like specifically brachialis day, bicep day, things like that?
I mean, bicep is partially responsible, right, for elbow flexion. So I like the fact, like brachialis is obviously the primary elbow flexor. So, but
Mhm.
it's hard to completely separate the two.
Yeah.
So I do them all the same day. In fact, I do arm wrestling day, so that's not really relevant. Like I do all kinds of arm wrestling lifts on one day. So no, I don't split them up to answer the question. Chance.
See, I do like one muscle group, and then at the end of it, I do my arm wrestling accessories. So I'll do like it'll be like squat and leg day plus arm wrestling, and then like bench and chest day plus arm wrestling at the end. So I usually do like 2 to 4 arm wrestling exercises every time I go in the gym.
So when you're talking about arm wrestling, you're talking about like hand and wrist up. You're talking about like sweeping hook motions or
Everything arm wrestling related. Yeah.
All right.
So if it's like an arm wrestling specific movement, it's for that. Like curls, I'm gonna do on my back and by day, of course, hammer curls, and you could say that's like an arm wrestling exercise. But anything that a non-arm wrestler wouldn't do, I would put in the 2 to 4 exercises.
Chance, do you train legs?
Yeah, twice a week.
Hey. Nice.
Well, let me preface that when I'm training in the gym, I am training legs twice a week. Let me not hype myself up too much.
Okay. Bending down for the pin does not count as legs. Just so you
Oh,
know. If you're
no, I
one of
don't
the,
train
a side lunge.
I actually just hit leg day right before I hopped on here.
Did you? Good for you, Derek. You do too, right? You hit some squats and stuff.
Yeah, man. Just a big squatter. A few times a week. It's just glutes and hammies and quads. That's my thing.
Yeah.
No, I when I was having lower back problems, which I haven't been having lately, I started doing front squats just to try to help get some balance in my lower back. And when I say I started doing front squats, I did it for about 3 weeks, one time a week at 135 pounds for 3 sets of 10. So nothing much, but you know, ass to grass all the way down, all the way up, chest up, just trying to work on my lower back. But no, normally I don't touch legs. They're not atrophied to the point where I'm embarrassed of them yet. But I think I got a couple more years before I need to start wearing pants all the time. Training these legs.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm on their body, man. Look at the sizes. See this, Ryan?
Dude, you are looking. I saw you bang out that 315 for 6 on that short, dude. You are getting stupid strong, eh?
Oh, on the incline?
Yeah.
We're getting there, man. I'm on like
315 to 6 on incline?
Dude, I'm on an all-time light right now. I'm sitting at like 335. I can't gain weight.
I was gonna say you kind of look small.
I was 370 against Tom Nelson. I'm sitting at 335. I don't know. I'm eating. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I have something wrong. Maybe
Do you have a strategy attached to being lighter? Like, do you feel like
no? It was not planned.
Okay.
But I mean, I would be more freaked out about it. But because I'm the strongest I've ever been right now, and weights are still moving, I'm like, okay, you know, I'm not tripping out about it. I'm gonna keep eating, and I got a couple tricks up my sleeve to try to gain a little bit of weight. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, as long as I'm strong, I guess that's the most important thing. Maybe I'll have better endurance and cardio than the guy. So being lighter.
You got to stop the match for that to matter, Derek.
Thanks, Chance. Appreciate that. Thank you for the insight on that. I mean, it's going to bring you on here for hot tips, things that people don't know. Thank you.
You're banned from the subreddit, Chance.
Yeah, and you're banned from the subreddit.
You are on there sometimes, but your name is super weird. You have like some generic like.
I don't know how to change my name, so
Yeah, you can't.
I want to bring this up. I want to bring this up for reasons that people will understand soon. Nick Stone. What do you guys think about Nick Stone?
I think Nick Stone just took like 5th place at the East versus West qualifier.
Left-handed?
Right-handed. Left-handed, he won.
Okay.
I think his left looks really, really good. I think his right has some very clear holes that he needs to work.
Right. All right.
Lots of potential, though. Super strong guy.
You practice them, right? Right? No. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts on Nick?
Yeah, I've been pulling with Nick for a few years now, from when he was like a year into the sport to now, where he's blowing up and he is just getting ridiculously strong. He is ankle biting that elite level. He really is. Like I would love to see him against like a Mike Aiello type. I think that would be an awesome match. I mean, you can see in the video here, he's hanging with Jerry, but we don't know where this is in practice. Jerry, depending on when you catch Jerry at practice, his level varies. I train with Jerry a bunch too, and if I come late, it's a different Jerry than when you started. I don't know exactly what the situation was here.
Wait, if you come late to practice, Jerry's easy to pin. Is that what you're saying?
We're not going there. We're not going. We're not going.
I mean, I think Jance might have the same opinion. I don't know.
Did you see performance enhancing pancakes video on this?
No.
He did a little video on it. putting this video and then putting when I pulled Jerry in practice. That was
God.
funny.
Yeah. Let's not go there again. But yeah, man, Nick. I talked to him about his 5th place finish at the finals, and he's like, I screwed up. I made some dumb mistakes that I need to plug. And I think that probably sums it up well. He has ridiculous strength. He's coming from an elite powerlifting background. He won the Arnold's in powerlifting, and has like an over 1,000-pound squat, like just one of those freaks. And so he just has some minor holes he's got to fix, some technique issues, but the power is there. And I'm telling you, give him another year even, and he's going to be like the next kind of Corey West, like our super heavyweight we're sending over.
Where would you place him right now? And just in your opinion, right and left-handed super heavyweights in the rankings. If you think like, where do you think he truly should be?
Okay, so you're 9, Derek. Do I have that right? Chance,
I'm 10. I'm 10 right now. I think Chance, are you 9 or 8?
I'm right next to you, so I'm whatever you.
He's 9. Chance put himself one above me.
Hold on. We talked on the phone. Don't try to act like this is some.
Okay, so yeah,
okay, I would say right, just under. I think you have him on experience. You and I haven't gripped up, so I can't do a.
So you're talking about right-handed.
Right-handed, yeah, right-handed. I think he's right there, but I think you would just. So
I think right below, like me and Derek and that group would be like BJ. So you think he beats BJ?
Well, he's got a match with Wayne Withers coming up, right?
Okay.
On
Is Wayne back from his bicep tear?
What's that?
Wayne's back from his bicep tear?
Apparently, yeah. They're pulling December. Good. Well, yeah, so he's got a few more months to recover, but yeah, he booked the match. So it's almost not even worth speculating until we have that match. That'll give us a great idea. But yeah, I mean, I see him practice with Tim Breslin a bunch. They go bang back and forth. It's close. So yeah, he's right there. But he's new enough to where I'm telling you, man, he's only getting better.
Yeah, he's only 3 years in.
What's that?
He's only like 3 years in, right?
4, yeah. He and I are like exactly the same. We're both about 4 years in.
And what about left hand? Where's he at?
Same. I mean, his right and left are similar, from what I feel in practice. So maybe the competition wasn't as good left-handed.
I thought he was higher level left-handed.
Might be the case. I mean, he did do better at the qualifier left-handed, but from what I feel, like when we grip up right and left, I don't feel too much of a difference.
Maybe it has to do with the left-handed level in North America is just a little bit lower than the right-handed level.
Right.
I think I can agree with that. I mean, I'm ranked higher left-handed than I am right-handed. My left hand sucks.
Does he beat Corey left pretty convincingly?
Corey Breslin?
Yeah.
Corey's been MIA. I haven't seen those two pull for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can't give you a good answer there. I'll ask him the next time.
Someone put in the chat. He had walked through Sean Latimer left-handed.
And right-handed, but Sean's obviously a stronger lefty. That's at the Winter Blast tournament, and no one slowed him down on either arm, so like we can't really be like, oh, now we know which one's better. James might be right. Maybe his left is that much better, and so is mine, so I don't notice the difference that much, but I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I just want to bring that up. I mean, I'm talking to Nick. There might be potential awesome stuff coming in the future with Nick, so I'm just trying to bring up his name a little bit more, get it circulating a little bit. I've been watching him for a while, especially when he used to dress up like, what's his name from Over the Top all the time,
Lincoln and Hawk.
No, the bad guy, the Bull Hurley.
I can't remember his name.
Bull Hurley. He looked just like Bull Hurley back in the day. But anyway, so I'm a fan of Nick. Either way, guys, that is 4 o'clock. It is 4:03. So I know we didn't get as many training questions in as we usually would like to. Chance just wouldn't shut up, so like we kept getting stuck on topics. But I appreciate everybody watching and hanging out. Moderators, once again, please plug Ryan's channel and Chance's channel while we're doing this outro, and anybody else that's in the chat's channel that wants to hop in there. Chance, thank you for coming and talking with us, man. I definitely want to have you on here more. The internet is saying they need more of you. They haven't seen you around.
Yeah,
everybody misses you.
It's been a long. I feel like it's been a long time since I've done a YouTube podcast, so it feels good to be back.
Yeah, man. See, get back in the limelight, Chance. This is where you need to be.
Maybe I'll even post a YouTube video soon.
Hey.
It's been like 3 months, man.
It's been like 7 months.
Has it been that long? Jesus.
Yeah.
Ryan doesn't really watch your stuff. I mean, I think we just proved that.
How can you watch what's not there, though?
Yeah, right. Sorry, I misremembered how long it's been since I watched it.
But I'm hyped that you guys get to see each other over at East West, which I was going. He said he didn't want me commentating, so whatever.
You're an athlete now, Derek. You've moved up. You're no longer staff.
No longer staff.
I'm hoping someone misses their flight and I can sub in, right? Get me in there with.
What's that?
With who?
Yeah, that's a good question. let Mike eat me alive.
All right. Well, we're gonna shut this down, guys. Check out Chance's channel. He's gonna start posting new training videos. He just promised us. Obviously, next week it'll be on Ryan's channel on Monday at 3 o'clock. We will be, or 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 6 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll try to maybe find another guest. Maybe me and Ryan. I don't know. We're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants here, figuring things out the day of. But yeah, if you guys got any closing remarks.
I'd say thank you, Chance, dude. That was awesome, man. Love having your insights. Very smart dude. Can you give us like a quick what's going on with Florida Arm Wrestling League? Just from your words.
Yeah, so Florida Arm Wrestling League is just Florida's new arm wrestling league. It's pretty simple. We're having one event a month. Brandon Morris is now just running that solo. So if you have any questions, direct them all to Brandon Morris. But yeah, once a month, a tournament. Robert Kelly comes out. There's a live stream. Some big things coming. I actually just set a super match for September, or the Florida Arm Wrestling League September event, and so it's going to be Sarah Backman versus Anna Gronlund. So I'm pretty excited for that match.
Let's go. Awesome.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to shut this down. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for all the support. You guys are amazing. I'll see you guys on my channel on Wednesday at 4:30 Pacific Standard Time. I'll chop it up. And thank you guys for hanging out.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Derek and Ryan.
All right, I'll see you guys later.